All right, we're going to demonstrate how you're going to take your video clips or audio clips that you have put to your Google Drive, your Fort Wayne Community School Google Drive, how you can at home get those and bring them into editing. So one thing to think about is that this project we did here, you might already have these video clips on your laptop because you recorded these at home, and to get them up to your Google Drive, you might very well you might have had to put them into your laptop. So if they're already in your laptop, good news, but if they're not, you have to get them off of the Google Drive to be able to import them into Adobe Premiere. So I'm going to select one here from Kara's project, and I'm going to right mouse click and choose download. And when I choose download, it automatically downloads it to my laptop, and it might take a little bit of time. Okay, once you have downloaded from your Google Drive the things that you'll need to edit in Adobe Premiere Pro, a couple things you're going to want to do is first look and see what you downloaded. So you go to your little File Explorer icon, open that up, and when you take a look here, yours might look very different than mine, but some things are always consistent, and that would be a downloads area. This downloads link right here shows the two videos that I downloaded. I like to create folders and move things out of the download area. That way I know where they're at. So you might choose to copy these clips right here and move them to a folder. You might copy them and move them to a folder that you create for the project that you're working on. So I created a folder on my desktop and I called it demonstration. And so in that folder, I'm going to move the videos that I downloaded from my Google Drive. So I'm going to select them, right mouse click, copy them, and I'm going to go to my desktop where that folder is, and I'm going to paste those clips in there. And now those video clips are in there. If I wanted to bring any other clips that I wanted to use for a project I'm editing in Adobe Premiere, I would get that all together, get all my clips, all my audio files together, moved into a place I could find them. And then I would launch Adobe Premiere, and you might get this message here about system issues found. Go ahead and continue with the known issues. You should be okay. We don't get that message when we're in their classroom, but you might get it on your home laptops. So of course we want to bring into Adobe Premiere our clips that we just brought to our computer so we know where they're at. We want to import them in, so we could do a drag and drop to bring them into that project panel. And we could drag and drop the second one. And I'm just going to do two for right now, just for demonstration purposes. And then I'm going to minimize that folder. Now I'm working here in my workspace. I'm going to go ahead and click the editing option there to kind of get rid of that Learn panel that had come up. So I am borrowing Kara's clips here, but I have my timeline, my program panel, my source panel, and I have my project panel. I always like to make sure I'm in the editing workspace view. That way you see these panels and it should look familiar to you. We want to take the clip right here that we want to drag and drop into our timeline. And then we would want to get the other clip that we brought in, and that's this one right over here. Remember, you can double click it and you can make sure that's the clip you wanted to. Remember, we learned how if we want to just bring video, we can drag just the video and bring the video over and put that right up against that clip. See how that leaves my audio track open and just has the video of this particular clip. And then this clip that I brought in by just dragging over here, dropping, kept both the video and audio. So you would go about your editing, as you know, putting things in order, adding sound, maybe keeping some of the natural sound, maybe getting rid of some of the natural sound. One thing we did learn is that if we right mouse click on a clip, we can unlink it. And once we unlink it, we click off, and then we can come back and we could choose just the video or audio track because that's been unlinked. And that's another way to get rid of an audio track. And remember, keyboard shortcut to undo is Control Z. So that just undid what I had done. To export this, we want to make sure that the timeline is selected and it has this blue line around it. That's our timeline. Remember to select things, you just click off and then click back on. So we go to File, Export, Media. Okay, so this window opens up. H.264 is the format we want. There's lots of choices, but we want H.264. That's going to make, now the only thing you really need to be aware of is this output name. You want to click that, and this is telling, you're telling the computer where you want to save this. Very important to know where you're saving things. And in my desktop, I had created that folder called demonstration, and I want to save to this folder the finished version of this little demonstration. So you always want to give it a file name that makes sense to you. I usually put, demonstration, and I might put the word done or final, something that makes sense to you. And then you click save. You don't have to worry right now about any of these other options right here, but you do want to get to the export option and click export, and then it will do a little encoding. If there were a lot of transitions or something like that, you might have to do a render, which is basically just hitting enter before you export. And it was that quick. Let's take a look in my File Explorer, my desktop folder that I made for this demonstration, and there it is. There's the done version. So if I minimize, so you don't get confused, minimize Premiere, double click on this MPEG-4 that is the done version, and then that will play. That will play the video that I just edited. So that is what you need to do for working at home. And then probably the last step is going to be if we need this to be shared with me, or you need to make sure that it's something that you can get off of your laptop, you would probably upload this file right here to your Google Drive. So here's your Google Drive. You can click New, Upload, File Upload, and then you pick the file that you're wanting to upload, which remember it was in our folder on our desktop, in that folder called demonstration. And there's that done version, and then I click open, and then right away it starts uploading. And it's moving pretty fast because it's a short video. And then that way you could get that to me, or you could get that to the classroom on your Google Drive, because that is a space that is available from home and also available when you're in the classroom.